Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm back with another video. So a lot of people actually don't know how to get high quality videos on their iPhone and how to produce high quality videos just with their iPhone camera without using those expensive cameras. So in today's video, I'm going to give you guys like a mini tutorial on one of the best apps you can use to finally produce those high quality videos just with your iPhone. And you don't need to worry about getting those expensive cameras that you guys think you need when all you need is your phone right here. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Okay, so the app that you guys want to download is the Blackmagic Camera app. And now there is another app called Moment Pro, which I believe is around £6. But the Blackmagic Camera app is completely free, and you guys actually don't need to get Moment Pro. Both the Blackmagic Camera app and Moment Pro are exactly the same, so just stick with whatever you want to get. So just get what you feel comfortable with, but obviously this video is going to be about the Blackmagic Camera app. Okay, so now we're over in the app. And once you open the app, this is the first screen that you guys are going to see. So you guys can already see many different features over here, but it's cool because I'm going to take you guys all through it. Now, I'm just going to go over the basic features on this first screen. If you guys do want a more in-depth tutorial, then let me know down in the comments and I'll get that video out to you guys. But I'm just going to cover the first features over here. So if you look at the top of the screen, all these features over here where it says lens, FPS, shutter, iris, you have your video timer over here, ISO, white balance, and tint. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with these settings, I'm going to take you guys all through it. Starting off with your lenses. So over here, if you see your lenses, I'm on the 13mm lens. You can go to 24, you can go to 48. I believe 48 is like the regular one. 120, which is ultra zoom, and then you have your front camera as well. So these are all the lens options that you have. If you guys aren't on the 15 Pro Max, I'm currently on the 15 Pro Max using this app, so it may look a little different. I think the 14 will look the same, or any phone really. I think the 13 will look a bit different, and the 14 will kind of be same as the 15, but these are what the lenses will look like. If you guys are on the 15 Pro Max and you also wanting to use log on this app, which you can also do, let me know down in the comments and I can do that for you guys as well. But that's only if you guys ask me for a more in-depth tutorial. That will be in terms of the settings, how to use log, and all of the other things that you guys need to worry about, like exporting and how to actually get your footage from the app. So let me know down in the comments and I can do that. Now moving on to FPS. So I can go to 60, 50, 30, 29, 23. So it starts off at 23. You can go all the way up to 60. Let me just come off of this screen here. Now, if you notice that all of the features are gone, all you need to do is swipe anywhere on your screen and all of the things will come back up. Now I'm gonna go back to my lenses and change the lens back to the 13. So it gives me a bit more space and you guys can see more. Now moving on to shutter speed. So mine is on 1 to 100 right now. It is also recommended that you keep your shutter speed double your FPS. So because my FPS is on 50, if I change it up to 60, you can see that my shutter speed will go up to 120. And even while it's locked, if you guys see this little blue symbol over here, so anything that has this little blue lock key, you guys can actually lock it so it won't change while you're actually recording. Now if I unlock it, I'm able to adjust it manually. If I lock it again, no longer able to adjust it. So I'm gonna put it back onto 120 and lock it. So now it won't be able to move whenever I'm recording. If you go into your iris over here, you may be able to see that it's grayed out. Anything grayed out, you're not actually able to change. So you guys don't have to worry about that. Your timer over here, that's just gonna tell you, self-explanatory, how long you've been recording for. Over here is where we have ISO. So mine is on 160. Now, if you guys don't know what ISO is, basically, once you turn up your ISO, it's going to give you a brighter video. And if you turn, I came off the app. And if you turn down your ISO, you're obviously going to get a darker video. So I'm going to leave mine at around 160 or 200. I'm going to leave it there. But also, if you guys didn't know, it's recommended for you guys to keep your ISO at around 800. Because if you go above 800, you'll notice that you start to get grain on your video, which won't look very nice. So if I go to about 3000, and if I zoom up now, you can notice that there's some grain. So that's not really what you want. So it's recommended for you to stay at 800 or below. So I'm going to go back to my ISO. I'm going to go on to 640. I think that would be good. Go back to my regular size. Right now I'm on the 0.5. Then we go over to the 1x. If we move over to white balance, now white balance is just going to tell you what is white in your video. So I did choose the video on white walls. So if I go increase my white balance, you can see that it's going to get warmer. If I decrease it all the way to the bottom, it's going to give me a blue tint color. So you just want to stick right in the middle or just adjust it manually. So for me right now, I'm going to stick at 4000. Moving on to tint. Tint will give you basically what it says. It will give you a tinted video. So if you go up to 50, you're not really going to want to use tint too much because it will just make your video turn out looking ugly. But tint will be very good if you want to get cinematic footage. So if you guys do want cinematic footage, tint is where it will come in handy. You wouldn't want to go too high with it. You'll probably go around about 15 or 10. And I do actually have my own settings on this app if you guys do want the best looking cinematic videos. So that's just another thing to cover. Also over here, if you see the lock key again, so tint, you can lock it so it won't change while you're videoing. When you lock something, you're not going to be able to move it. If you unlock it, now you're able to move it. Also over here is auto. So this will just allow the video to do it by itself. So when you're recording and you're changing different angles, this is just going to change the tint by itself. Now, when you tap on the screen, you can set autofocus. You will do that just by holding down. So once you do that, you got AE and AF lock now. So that's all locked. So your autofocus and your auto exposure is now locked. So you won't have to worry about focusing it every time you change. Over here where it has this little timer, 5 minutes, and also has 12% under it with the little blue line, that's telling me how long I'm able to record for, and that's just because of my storage. So if you upgrade your storage, you're obviously going to be able to record for a longer time. Over here is the little sound waveform where you see it moving. So this is your iPhone microphone. If we now come over here, I actually can't remember what this feature is called, whether it's called grid margins or safety margins. I actually can't remember. But if we just tap on the first one, you'll see that once you change it around, you're able to give your screen like different dimensions or aspect ratios. But I'm just going to stick to the normal one. So I'm going to turn this off over here and come back to the first one. Okay, I actually don't know if this is like your autofocus, but you can see it's giving you like a red tint in between the door. You wouldn't want that on your video, so just turn it off now. Go down to the lowest one, turn it off there. Over here now, I believe these are other safe margins, so you can see it on your screen. It's going to give you like a grid. You can change it. Now again, you can turn it off, change it around, just play around with it and just see what all the features are. So now this is another aspect ratio as well, change it around. Anything you just want off, you just hit the off button there. So you can already tell that this app gives you more control over your camera settings. It just gives you a lot more flexibility. So it's definitely better than your inbuilt camera app on your iPhone. Now this little feature here is your ISO. So that's going to take you to your ISO. This big red button with a circle, that's obviously going to be to start recording. So this feature over here is where you're going to be able to stabilize your video. Now I have it on standard because I feel like standard stabilizes it the most. When I switch to cinematic or extreme, I don't feel it as much. Over here, the little magnifying glass. So this is obviously going to be your zoom. So you can zoom as close up to whatever your phone allows you to get. So this is going to be the same as your iPhone camera. You're going to be able to zoom as close as your iPhone camera can actually zoom. So mine is 15x. Can zoom all the way out to, I believe, 0.5. So there we go. Can zoom all the way out to 0.5. When you are using your ultra wide lens, you'll notice that you start to get some grain on your video. But when you're using the camera app, you actually don't get grain and the quality looks much better. So that's why I recommend the camera app every time you're filming. Over here is also additional options. So you have your 1x, 2x, 4x, and 8x. So these are just for you to get there quicker. So I'm going to leave mine on the 1x. Scroll back down so the features are gone. This little last option over here. So this is just going to tell you what lens you're using, the scene you're taking, how many takes you've took, your reels, your interior and your exterior, day and night. So the interior and the exterior, also the day and night, don't really understand those. I haven't fully experienced the full app and gone through every single setting, especially this page here, but basically you can see how much scenes you've took and how much takes you've took, and you can also see your lens data. So those are the most important things that you just need to obviously know. Now that is going to be the end of the video. Over here, obviously, where you have the settings. So here is where I have my log, where you're able to switch to log. You also have your camera, your audio, your monitor, media, LUTs, presets. So you can also add LUTs and presets to this app as well. So that's also good. Accessories, your remote control camera, Blackmagic Cloud. So you can actually sign into the cloud and then you'll be able to chat with other people as well. Say if you're working on a joint project, you would then be able to chat with them online. So that makes your projects easier, especially if you're doing a joint project. Reset all your settings over here and then also about. So that's just additional information. That is basically it. If you guys do want any help on those settings, you guys can let me know in the comments. Media over here is where you'll see all your recordings. Going back to camera. The chat is what I was just talking about before, so the Blackmagic Cloud. So guys, that will round off the video. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something new. If this did help, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys need any help with your settings, knowing how to use log, because I think you actually have to go into your settings to turn on log and then you come back into the camera app. So if you guys need any help, just let me know down in the comments below. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Stax 4K and peace.